graph each of these functions below. So here we see three different equations. Now remember, f of x, g of x, and h of x, they're all the same thing. They're just y, but they just make the name like different so that we don't get confused, and I color coded each of these equations so that we don't get confused. So let's graph the first one in purple. F of x is equal to x squared. Remember last time we did the same thing. Basically, whenever what x is, so when x is 1, y is going to be 1 squared. When x is 2, y is going to be 2 squared. When x is 3, then y is going to be 3 squared, which is 9. Then we do the same thing to the opposite side. It's symmetrical, and then we connect these, and then we can label it as f of x. Now, moving on, we have g of x here. Now, g of x, instead of doing all this substitution and creating a table thing, we don't have to do all this work. Now, if you notice a pattern, let's just say we erase this plus 3, then we get the same thing as f of x. Yeah, because we have x squared and we have x squared. It's just the functions that are different, but if we erase the plus 3, then we get the same thing. But now we have a plus 3. So whenever we see plus 3 without any bracket, then we're gonna shift everything upwards. So originally we have this sign here. We have this x, we're gonna go 3 units up. So it's translating 3 units up. So 1, 2, 3, then we get x, we can plot here. Now moving on, we have 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna plot this here and that there because they're symmetrical. Now I have this, then I'm gonna move 3 units up again because plus 3 here we have plus 3. So 1, 2, 3, then we get there. And here. So I'm gonna connect all these points and I'm gonna name it g of x. So remember, whenever we have something that is plus something, it's going upwards. And when it is minus 3, for example, let's say if g of x is equal to x squared minus 3, then it goes down 3 units down. Now we're moving on to the blue h of x. Now we have x plus 2 squared. Remember, this is something that you have to memorize. When it's plus 2, it's going either right or either left. So when it's plus something, when it's positive, remember this is really confusing for many people, but don't go right. It's always going left. So whenever it is plus 2, then it's going 2 units. It is translating 2 units to the left. And then we're just going to plot everything down. So this is the same parabola. We're just copying and shifting it to 2 units to the left. So we have here, and then we have, let's see, we have it here and here. It may be a little bit confusing here with all the lines, but yes, I'll call this h of x. So remember, when it is plus 2, it is always going to the left, and when it's minus 2, it's going to the right. So when it's minus something, it's going to the left. When it's plus something, it's going to the right. We're always in brackets. So if there's brackets, then it's going to either right or left. When there's no brackets, then it's going up or down. So when no brackets, up and down. When there is brackets, then either right or left. Remember that. Brackets, left, right. No brackets, up or down. So whenever there's brackets, it's a horizontal shift. And when there is no brackets, then it is a vertical shift. So remember that.